I want to start off with this, right? So for those of you that watch movies, you know that Fast 10, the Fast and Furious number 10, or Fast X, whatever they want to call it, came out this past week, right? So I am very adamant on avoiding trailers as much as possible. I watched the first one, so I kind of get a feel for what the movie's going to be about, but I always know later trailers are going to spoil the movie. So I try to avoid them after that first one at all costs, right? I go on Yahoo last week because I checked yahoo.com for my news, and I'm scrolling through the feed, and the first thing I see is a spoiler for the movie. Now, I'm not going to spoil it for you that haven't seen it at home because I don't want you to have the same experience I had, which is I saw the thing and I was like, why would you put that as the main headline? Like, oh my God, I would have loved to have gone into the movie and not had this major spoiler, because now I'm not going to get the same excitement finding this out on my own because it was just told to me. And then I went and saw the movie. And so the thing they mentioned in the headline happened. I was like, I already knew it was coming. But then there was another thing that happened in the movie that I was not aware of and was not told about, did not see in any of the previews. And when I saw it, me and the whole theater at large gasped like, oh my God, this thing is happening. And I was like so happy and elated that I didn't know that thing, that just suddenly I got to find out in the moment of being in the theater, in the experience of it. So why do I bring that up? Well, because when I read the headline that I read, and then I had the experience I had in the theater, you know me, guys, I correlate everything to dating, right? And so it made me think about the fact that so many guys get annoyed by the fact that they can't just come out and tell a woman everything about them, or be like, a lot of guys will say this, they'll say, well, I don't want to play games with her. So I'm going to let her know every single thing I'm about. I'm going to let her know exactly what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling about her, so she will not be left in the dark. And I think what guys forget is that part of the fun of dating for women is the journey into finding out who you are. And that means not knowing everything about you in the beginning, because it's going to allow them to have these discoveries where they'll be like, oh my God, I didn't know this about you. Oh, wow, I didn't know you felt this way about this thing. I didn't know you had these thoughts about this thing. I didn't know you enjoyed this particular activity. I didn't know you were good at this particular kind of action or activity. Like, I had no idea. And we think it's game playing if we don't just lay it all out on the table and let them know every single thing. And in parallel to the experience that I had, I didn't want to know the spoiler. I didn't want to know going to the movie something that I could figure out in the journey of the movie with the audience, you know? And so when the thing came up that was in the headline, I was just like, oh, well, I knew this was happening. And it really was a letdown, because the moment before that something else happened that I didn't know really caused a lot of excitement. And so you got to understand that the easiest way for you to be able to create excitement for a woman when you're trying to get to know her is to let her find out things about you. You know, I've said, for example, on this channel, like, I had a hit song like years ago that I put out that I rarely talk about on this channel. But the point is that, like, when I bring that up in conversation at times, people will be like, wait, that was you? Oh my God, you're the, hey, and it's like, that's the reaction you want from women. When you're, you know, in the throes of like her having a conversation, you might just happen to throw in, oh yeah, I did XYZ thing, or oh, I did this and that. And they'll be like, oh my God, that's so, versus you just trying to bring out every single thing about you on that first and second meetup, to where she feels as though, well, he's already told me all the exciting stuff about him and I didn't get to find out, so it wasn't all that exciting, and now I'm just kind of bored. And you can make a woman be bored with you very easily if you're just doling out every single thing. So all that to say, don't be like these annoying news sites now and be the spoiler for the woman that you're dating. Yes, she's going to get to know you, and when she asks you questions, it's important to answer questions, and you want to let her get to know about you. But I'm saying, don't feel like it's game playing or that you're hiding yourself from her if you're not giving it all to her in the beginning. Let her slowly find out things about you, because she needs that in her journey towards being attracted to you, if that makes sense. All right. So I just wanted to spit that out at the beginning, because I've had that thought in my head since last week when I saw the headline. I was very, very annoyed. But I don't want you guys to make the same mistake in your love lives when you're out there dating and you're thinking, I got to let her know every single thing about me. And then you're wondering why women are getting bored with you so quickly. It's because you let her know every single thing about you. Think of you being with a woman as a lifelong journey. You know, there are going to be things that she's going to be finding out about you 10 or 15 years from now, okay? Don't think that meant that you were game playing or hiding things. Just in the course of a relationship, you're going to be having natural conversation with somebody, and Not every single thing about your life is going to pop out in every single conversation, okay? So don't feel bad if she's like, I didn't know that about you, and it's like a year from now. Like, oh, yeah, your story is a long one to tell, and let that story come out when it's the right time. That's all I'm saying.
You's a bad boy, but you can't stop, won't stop. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-class man. You a high-earning, high-value, high-class man.